Friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, The Microbiology Digest. So, today I am back with a very small topic but very important. The topic is the morphology and arrangement of bacteria. So, by now, already we have discussed briefly about the bacteria. So, as we all know, this is bacteria are unicellular prokaryotic organism. So, they are classified based on the size, shape, as well as their arrangement. So, this is what we are going to discuss today. The morphological parameters of bacteria, that is shape, size, and the arrangement. So, morphology, why it is important? First, let us understand why bacterial morphology is very important to know. So what it helps? It helps in bacterial identification. This is one of the very important criteria for identification of bacteria. Then it provides clues to pathogenic potential. So there are some important criteria in bacterial morphology, so which can be related to the pathogenic potential of the organism. Then it can be these parameters or criteria can be used as a diagnostic information or diagnostic criteria based on which we can come to a conclusion or we can identify the organism finally. Then this bacterial morphology, when we say it is morphology, so primarily in case of bacteria, it includes three important points. So number one is the size of the organism. Number two is the shape of the organism, and number three is the arrangement of the organism or bacteria. So these three criteria, size, shape, and arrangement. So typically or primarily bacterial morphology includes, when we say bacterial morphological study, so it includes the size, shape, and the arrangement of the bacteria. So now first is the size. So already we have discussed many times, these are bacteria are very small, and approximately it is 0.5 to 2 micrometer in diameter. So this is an average size, but there may be some bacteria which may be bigger size, and the surface area and the volume ratio, it is very high in case of bacteria. So that ratio, when we compare it to the eukaryotes, it is very small. But in case of bacteria, because the surface area and they are very small in size, so their surface area and the volume ratio is very high, and it is estimated that this ratio in case of bacteria it is 3:1. Okay, and the scale which is used or the unit which is used for measurement of bacteria is micrometer, and it is also called as micron or micrometer. So this is a scale representing the three different groups of organism. So first group, which can be seen by our ordinary naked eye. Then second group, it needs based on the size actually, it needs the help of light microscope. So bacteria falls under this group, and the last group where we need a electron microscopy or electron microscope is required. So under this, the viruses which are very small, so those viruses, they comes under this category. Now coming to the second uh, criteria, that is the shape of bacteria. So the bacterial shape, it is primarily determined by the cell wall. So in the bacterial structural components, when we discussed, so we have already discussed about the cell wall. So the bacterial shape, it is primarily determined by the cell wall. Means cell wall is responsible for determining the shape of the bacteria. So there are basically very commonly we have following these are the different typical shapes, basic shapes which can be present in case of bacteria. So first is the coccus, or these are spherical organisms. So this term actually coccus or cocci, it is coming from the word coccus, which means the berry. Okay, so they are spherical or nearly spherical. So this shape is termed as coccus or cocci. If it is plural, then it is cocci. If it is single, then it is written as coccus. So uh, shape, second type of shape which is present in bacteria is the bacillus. So bacillus, they are the word again. It is coming from the word the bacilli. The word has been taken from the word baculus, which means a rod. Okay, these are rod-shaped organisms. They are relatively straight, rod-shaped, or sometimes it is said as cylindrical. So typically they are rod-shaped organisms and they are called as bacilli or bacillus. But in some organisms, in some bacilli, what happens? The length of the cell or bacterial cell, the length and the width of the cell may be equal. So this type of organisms are called as coccobacilli. Coccobacilli organisms. So when we examine organisms under microscope, it is very much essential to differentiate coccobacilli from cocci. Okay, it is very important to understand the coccobacillus as well as the coccus. Then third type of shape is the vibrio. These are commonly called as comma-shaped organism. So they are curved or comma-shaped and derive the name from their characteristics vibratory motility. So these are comma-shaped. Simply vibrios means they are comma-shaped organisms. Their um, shape is characteristically it resembles the comma shaped. Then fourth is the spirillum. So spirillum, these are actually rigid spiral organisms. Their shape is spiral, but they are rigid. Okay, they are rigid spiral forms, and they are called as spirillum. Then another type is spirochetes. They are also spiral organisms, but they are this type of spiral organisms. They are flexible. Okay, they are flexible, flexible spiral forms. So they are called as spirochetes. Then the last one is the filamentous form. Filamentous form. This is again uh, it gives rise to the some forms like uh, fungal forms. So they are called as filamentous organisms. So there are some organisms which constantly maintains a definite shape and size. Shape, sorry. Constantly they maintain a definite shape, but there are some other organisms which do not, which cannot maintain a definite shape and size. Means their shape may get sense depending on the environment, depending on the situation. So this type of organisms are called as pleomorphic organism, and the phenomenon is called as pleomorphism. Pleomorphic organisms or pleomorphism. So in the diagram, so the first one is the coccus. These are spherical organisms. Then the uh, bacillus, this is the rod shaped, this is the comma shaped vibrio, then spirillum, these are rigid spiral, and last one is the spirochetes, these are flexible spiral organisms. Now next last part of the bacterial morphology is the arrangement. So this is very important while examining any or while working with bacteria. It is very much essential to understand the arrangement of bacteria. So if we first take the example of coccus or the spherical organisms, As we have discussed, coccus means berry. So these are simplest form of bacteria. They resemble like a small sphere, or they are spherical in shape. So they may occur in different arrangements, and depending on their arrangement, they may have different names. So if we divide the arrangement, we can divide the arrangement of cocci, or the spherical organisms, into three different types. First type is the those cocci which can divide only in one plane. Okay, they can divide only in one plane, as shown in the diagram. You can see it can divide only in one plane, and frequently these type of organisms, they occur predominantly in the arrangement. When they occur as single organism, they are called as micrococcus. When they occur in pairs, they are called as diplococcus. When they occur in chains, they are called as streptococcus or streptococci. Now, second type is the those coccus or cocci or spherical organisms which can divide in two different plants. So they can divide in two different plants, and they can they remain predominantly in arrangement or in a group of four. So this type of arrangement is called as tetrads. Means there will be four organisms grouped together, and they can divide in two different plants, and they are called as tetrads. Then third type of coccus which can divide in three different plants. Three different plants they can divide, and they can occur predominantly in group of 8. So this arrangement is called as sarcina, or they may occur in clusters. So this arrangement is called as staphylococcus. Okay, so these are different diagrammatic illustration. So in one plane, if the organism can divide in one plane, so they may occur singly, or they may occur in a group of two pair. So they are called as diplococcus, and they may occur in chains. So if they occur in chains, they are called as streptococcus. Then second type is coccus which can divide in two planes. So they can occur, as I said, they can occur in a group of four. They are called as tetrads, and they can divide in two plants. Then third type is the cocci that can divide in three different plants. So under this, the organisms may occur in group of 8. This is called as sarcina, and the organisms may occur in a in clusters. Okay, they are called as this type of arrangement, or this is called as staphylococcus. Now, next is the arrangement of bacillus. So, like coccus, again bacillus organisms also they can arrange in different forms. So, if as I said, these are rod-shaped or cylindrical organisms. They are called as bacillus or bacilli. So if these organisms they occur in single, they are called as bacillus. If they occur in pairs, so they are called as diplobacillus. If they occur in chain, they are called as streptobacillus. If they occur in a chain-like arrangement, but they will have a much uh, larger area of contact between the adjacent cell, this type of arrangement is called as trichomes. So trichomes, what are they? So this is a chain-like arrangement of bacillus, but here what happens? They will have a much larger area of contact between the adjacent cells. Okay, so bacillus, when it occurs singly, then when it occurs in pairs, they are diplobacillus. When it occurs in chain, they are streptobacillus. Then when it occurs in again chain, but area of contact is more, so that is called as trichomes. Then the bacillus, again some of the bacillus, they may arrange in different angles, okay, so resembling a Chinese letter like arrangement, or this is also otherwise called as palisade arrangement, or they are also called as bundles of mastic. So this type of arrangement frequently we encounter in Corynebacterium organisms. So these are different types of arrangements which can be encountered in case of bacillus organisms. So what we have got in bacillus, if they occur in single, they are bacillus. If in pair, diplobacillus, chain, streptobacillus. Again in chain, but with a larger contact area, that is the trichomes. Then in different angles to each other, resembling Chinese letter or palisade arrangement. So these are common arrangement which are encountered in case of bacillus. So other organisms, other type of organisms are Vibrios, then spirillums or spirochetes. So they are mostly they will be having individual arrangements. So we will not be discussing. So this is all about what I wanted in short to discuss about the arrangement, which is very important, because without understanding the bacterial morphology, we cannot go ahead with the laboratory works related to the bacterial isolation and identification. So I hope these informations will be helpful for you. If you find it is helpful, please subscribe to my channel. Link is given in the last. So please subscribe and put your comment. If anything I have missed, I can incorporate in the subsequent discussions. So with this, thank you. Bye bye.